Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be talking about twin baby items, things that you, and especially like in a tiny space, like what is really important, what do you actually need versus what's just something that's nice or really is not necessary. The number one item, and this is an item like I debated, I watched videos like, do you need this, do you not, is my twin nursing pillow. I debated the twin nursing pillow, whether it was necessary or not, whether I could just use pillows, and I am so glad I went ahead and put it in my registry and somebody got it for us. It is our most used item, I feed them 8 times a day, 7 days a week. And it's great for lounging too. Like they love to sit in it. They're starting to sit up now more. And so like before they would just lounge in it, but now they love to sit in it, and it kind of gives them a little bit of support even if they fall over. People who bottle feed, they're able to bottle feed easier with twins by putting one in each, and like one person can bottle feed both of them easier. I just think it's the best. I have a boppy as well, and I use that sometimes if I'm feeding them individually. It's definitely not a necessity. So yeah, that's probably my number one item, and I know that is people's question a lot of times, is like, is this actually necessary? Another item that we're really just starting to use now are these baby high chairs, and they're really nice. We have 2 of them. We have a blue and a pink, and they're super nice because they fold up. They're portable. We're just now starting to utilize them. They haven't started eating yet, but we do use this like as a play space. This is multi-purpose. They can play in it, and they're gonna start eating in it here in a couple weeks when we start introducing solids. It's more of a general thing, but I know this is also talked a lot about. Baby carriers. We wear our baby carriers all the time. Silas is filming this right now, and he's wearing Bria in a carrier. We never had a twin specific carrier except for the WeGo. It was nice. I did not buy it new. I bought it used. We didn't use it that much, but we also didn't get it until they were over a month old, and so they outgrew it really fast. It just becomes really heavy. So I think they're nice, but they are short term, and if you can buy them used, that's great. More of my recommendation would just be different types of carriers, especially carriers that you can dual carry once they can ride on the back. I have carriers that they work on the front, and then when they get a little bit older, we can carry one on the front, one on the back. And so that was my goal, was to just have kind of variety and something that's going to work now and in the future. They do make twin specific front and back carriers. Those are probably really nice. They're just expensive, and so you just have to decide what you want to spend money on, and if that's really important to you, then that's probably really nice. And you might think we don't carry them a lot because we're in a small space, but we do, and we travel a lot. We like to be outside, and that's really the easiest, especially when they're so young, to do all of that. So a variety of carriers. And yeah, my favorite is the Ergo Original. Silas loves his little baby. The Moby is really great for when they're really little. So all of those are really good carriers. The WeGo too. So yeah, a variety of carriers. So one other thing, it's kind of nice to have like a hanging toy bar type thing. A lot of those that you see, like they come with a mat. It's like a larger, bulkier thing. We got this one, and I think like anything like this, I think is a little bit better, just because it doesn't have that big play mat. You can put it over anything. So this one is really great, and it folds up, so I can just slide it wherever, when we have people over or I'm just trying to get stuff out of the way. So this is super convenient. I definitely like this style for tiny house stuff. Anything, you just kind of got to think like anything that can fold, anything that gets smaller or is already really small, that's kind of like what you're looking for in tiny house when you're looking to buy baby stuff for tiny house living. These are not necessarily a tiny home thing, but more of like a cold weather if you live in the cold place. I love these Burt's Bees 2.5 TOG, which TOG just means like how heavyweight they are. These are great. These are our favorite sleep sacks. These are just so nice. Burt's Bees also makes thinner ones if you live in like a warmer climate, if you keep your house warmer. But yeah, these are great. Love those so much. Other thing, I think a sound machine is really important, especially when you're living in a tiny home. We live really close with our babies. We're doing stuff during the day and at night when we put them to bed. And so just having some background noise that kind of stays the same is really helpful. A lot of sound machines are really big. They require a place to like set them that's kind of secure. This one is amazing. It's really small. The sound is really nice. It's very pleasing. Some of them just, they sound bad. They sound staticky. That's not the problem. It's really nice. It's also a light. We love the waves. The other ones are kind of but yeah, makes that sound. It has like flashlight. It's portable. With this you can wrap it around anything. So yeah, it's just wrapped around their crib. You can plug it in. It's chargeable, and so you can take it everywhere. It's just a great little sound machine. Very cost effective, and in our experience it's still running like after almost 6 months now, and it's still doing really well. So I really like that. This is by Frida Baby. They make really good products, and this is definitely one of them. Another thing that I kind of was like, do we need a swing? It's so nice. And this one is, friends of ours got this. I was not even thinking, I was looking at like a different swing, but this one honestly is so nice. It's got a really small footprint. We're about done with it probably. It's just about too small. Rhea will sit up and kind of go crazy in it, but you can kind of see it doesn't take up a lot of space. And this is like kind of him lounging back, and then there's like this little lever, and you can just kind of adjust it to where you want it. Like that's as far up as it goes. You know, he can play with toys. So yeah, this is a really great swing, and they really like it. So this is more of a fun thing that we got, and I really like them. These are, it's kind of a random tip. We don't have a lot of space for like toys and books and stuff, but books are really important to us. I love these. These are indestructible. They can slobber on them, chew on them, whatever. They're not going to rip. The color's not going to fade. These are great. I'll link these down below. And just kind of utilize your resources too. Our library, you can like check out some toys, like puzzles and stuff like that. So as soon as they get older, we'll utilize that more. Books from the library too. So you don't have to have as large of a library all the time, and you can still provide good quality books for them. So that's just a note as well, how to use your space. So I'm going to mention strollers. Even living in a tiny house, strollers are really nice because you try and spend as much time outside of your house as possible. I don't know that the ultimate stroller exists for a reasonable price. We have a Graco, I don't even know what it is. Anyway, it fits both of their car seats, and they both connect in the stroller. So we have that one currently. We also have a small umbrella stroller that we're going to use for traveling. A friend of mine has a Bob that she's wanting to get rid of. And I think that might be really good for us, especially now that they're older and they don't need car seats. So a stroller is a really important twin thing, even if you're living in a tiny space. Even more so, I think. The more items you can have for your babies that make it possible to get outside when living in a tiny space are important. There are some really nice twin strollers out there. It's just all a matter of how much you want to spend. Definitely think that is a worthy investment. The last thing I want to talk about is a diaper bag. I think backpack is the way to go for twins, and that seems to be the common thing with twin like moms, is the backpack's the way to go. I feel like you can fit more, and also if you have to carry 2 car seats like into the grocery store or whatever, you don't have an arm to carry a sling over bag. So I think a backpack is the way to go. I really like this one. My kind of requirements were it needed to have a changing table thing included. I didn't want to buy one of those separately. I like that it matches. It needed to have this so you can hang it over your stroller handles. And it also needed to have this, which is, you can put your suitcase handle into it. So it has this back strap too. So those were my major 3 things that I wanted, plus it being big enough. And this one is definitely big. It has a very large capacity. I think it would definitely work well too if you had like a toddler and a baby. This would be a good backpack for that as well. If you're living in a small space, whether that be an actual tiny home, an apartment, you know, just anything that you just don't have a lot of room for a baby or babies, just kind of shifting your mindset and how you think about things, and like what is a necessity? What do you actually need? And I'm really glad like we have the swing and we have like a little rocking seat. So we have a seat for each baby. If we need them each to be secure and happy, we have a seat for each baby. We try not to utilize them a lot, but I'm really glad that we do have a seat for each of them. So, and maybe that sort of thing is important to you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're going to baby wear a lot. So just kind of figuring out what is your parenting philosophy and what does that mean as far as what's important to you when you're like putting stuff on a registry, when you're buying things. You don't need as many things as people tell you you're going to need. Your babies are going to be perfectly happy. They really just want you to spend time with them. And so just kind of thinking about all of that as you buy things and just realizing it's such a short period of time. Like they just don't need that much stuff. If you have any questions about like what I bought, why, definitely ask those. I tried to do a lot of research and make sure I was buying the stuff that was the most economical and took up the smallest amount of space possible. Leave your tips below too. I would love to learn from other people on what you guys found was most important and needed for when you have little ones.